Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Yo. What's up? How everybody feeling tonight? Good evening. Happy Saturday to the beautiful people. I hope all is well, man. Appreciate y'all for being here. My writers, poets, content creators, panelists, authors, all y'all, man. I respect your grind. I respect your hustle. You do it for the love of it, not because of what everybody else is expecting out of you. You see the title. This is where I kind of thrive at, man. I wanted to chop it up with y'all on this. As much as we scroll social media, I come across some things where I really be feeling like this is where I should be adding extra context to. So that's what we're gonna do. Grab a seat, grab you something to snack on, whatever. Like, share, repost. Let the people know that we are on. This one that I'm about to bring up on the big screen, I appreciate her. We gonna get into it, but I appreciate her. You know, the older you get, the more mortality kind of forces you to see things that you kind of would like to ignore, but you can't anymore. Because the time on that clock is constantly ticking and it's demanding that you respond. She is taking her experiences and she's sharing it with the general public. Now, however you decide to see that, It's completely up to you. I just want to add my own 2 cents to it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring this up on the big screen here. I'm gonna let her get her bars off, and then I'm gonna add my own 2 cents to it, man. We just chilling tonight.
Okay, we always had these conversations about what a provider is, but we don't ever talk about what a protector is. So what's your definition of a man being a protector? Because look, one thing I know is that you cannot holler that you want a man to be a protector, but you don't take direction well. Protection is not just, okay, be safe, call me when you get there. Sometimes protection look like him telling you that that outfit is too much for where you going because he not going to be there to protect you. And one of the softest ways for you to say that is to tell her, you know what, baby, why don't you say that outfit for when you with me? Sometimes protection is him saying, it's time to go when he feel the energy shift. Sometimes protection is him setting boundaries with other men so that you don't have to. And most of all, sometimes protection is not dominance, it's direction. But fellas, understand that this is also when leadership comes into play. You cannot direct a woman if you are not a good leader. The problem is everybody think they're a good leader. No. And here's the truth that you might not want to hear. If you have never had a woman be submissive with you, it's probably because you're not a good leader. But look, a man who is trying to protect you is not trying to cage you. He's trying to cover you. So what y'all think about that?
Ma'am, you are absolutely correct. And I applaud you for taking that 2 minutes out of your life to post that on social media. If we're going to be honest, let's be all the way honest. Most men and women on the internet, not all, but a large sum of them, they don't understand anything that you just said because that's how they were brought up. That's the system that they follow. See, being a leader, being a provider, and being a protector, that comes with responsibilities. And with those responsibilities come burdens, stresses, good days, bad days. It requires a level of discipline and sacrifice. It requires one to be on their purpose. A man who decides to be a leader, he has considered all aspects of the future or the possibility of the future that he is seeking. Before you bring anybody into your life, your main priority should be God first. And that's for reasons that should be obvious, but let's just segue into 1 or 2 reasons why God should be first before you start to invest in another human being. Nobody can order your footsteps more accurately and more efficient than the one who gave you life. Doing things on your own, walking and navigating in this world without that covering, and saying, I'm going to do this my way, as to suggest that you have all of life figured out, disastrous. Biggest no-no. And it's temporary. The know-it-all attitude. I don't need nobody to tell me what to do. I don't need you to tell me how to discipline my flesh. I don't know. I don't need you to tell me how to listen or understand context or where to pour in my money or where to invest here and there. I don't need that. I know exactly what I'm doing. And many of us follow that blueprint. And look how far it's gotten you. Now, back over here, many people want to be something that they're not. You want to be the leader in a relationship. You don't know how. See, you think just because you have money that is enough. Money doesn't build character. Money doesn't prevent threats. Money does not prevent the potential of infidelity. Money does not stop a person from becoming bored within a relationship and deciding that they want to step outside of it to seek their thrill elsewhere. Being loud and aggressive does not mean protection. Being a criminal does not mean protection. Having a record does not mean protection. Having a firearm does not mean protection. In some aspects, yeah, having it. But if you don't respect the weapon in which you are using, then it really is non and void. It has no real depth to it. It's just an object that you can use at your disposal, whether or not you have control over your emotions or not. But to be able to wield a weapon in order to say, all right, this has to happen because this is the space that the opposition has put us in, is extremely different than I'm in my feelings. I don't like my manhood being challenged. So in order for me to make sure that she looks at me like I got her covered, I'm going to puff up and I'm going to blow him away off of some bravado. Being a provider and being a leader is more than your physical sustenance. You got to be strong-minded up here. Your communication has to be at a tier that allows your person to be able to come to you and say, I fucked up. I need help. You're not doing what I need here. Being a provider and a leader and all of those things, it goes beyond just you buying them a purse or buying a car or buying a house. You have to know how to love on your person. They have to know that you, moving forward in the future, you're going to be able to handle mortgage pressure. You're going to have to be able to get up at 4, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning when they bedridden. Their hair falls off their head. And they don't have the confidence that they had when you first met them. They don't look the same no more. And they feel insecure about themselves. You have to still love them the same way you did when you saw them before the cancer hit, before the diseases hit. Leadership protection means that you have to be able to tell them, your friend ain't your friend, she's hitting on me, or he wants you to himself, he's jealous of you, you need to cut him off. And you have to accept the fact that she's going to be upset with you, and she's going to challenge you, and she's going to really try to gaslight you and manipulate and try to make it look as if you crazy and you don't know what the hell you're talking about, because she's constantly going to test you. She's going to test you to see if you got what it takes to make sure that nothing can enter inside of your relationship and rip it apart. You're going to consistently get tested. Oh yeah, there's a lot to it. It goes beyond how well you dress. It goes beyond how many books you read. You can read 1,000,000 books and don't know how to apply not a single fucking thing. What's the good of having all that wisdom if you don't utilize it properly? You are supposed to be their safe space. In all aspects. And you have to know how to take criticism. You got to know how to allow your partner room for growth without stunting it. You have to know how to provide that opening where, shit, I still got my identity intact. Yeah, I'm in a relationship with this person, I'm in a marriage with this person, or I see potential here, but I'm also still me. I still got my identity. I didn't lose myself as a woman here. I didn't lose myself losing weight, gaining weight. I can still be with this person or hang out with this person, and it's not going to drive a wedge between me and my person. Being a leader is more than just being a grown man, being an adult with pocket change. You got to know how to pray. You got to be a prayer warrior. You got to speak life into your family and your friends. You got to constantly speak life into yourself. There's a lot of confusion with how this stuff is supposed to work. And I understand why. Look at where everyone's getting their information from. Look at who your examples are. TED Talks, echo chambers. Bitter people who never broke cycles. You date the same archetype of man and woman year after year after year after year after year.
To protect the sheep, you got to catch the wolf. And it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. You understand?
You ever sat there and wondered, why the hell do I always end up with the same type of person? And then I go to the internet and I cry about how ain't nobody this and ain't nobody that. You don't know yourself. With all the things and all the elements that are required for a man to be a leader, you also have to be someone who is worth leading. We can talk about how much the man has to make. We can talk about all the characteristics he has to have. We can talk about every single thing that he is supposed to do for you and whoever else is in your proximity. But if you are not available to what encompasses what he is, guess what? You wasting your time, you wasting his time, and there's no point of you even going as far as you want to go with them. You think sex is the only thing that's gonna keep him there? You think providing intimacy in an area where you're bringing another life into your world? I need you to understand something. We talking about two human beings, two souls, different lives. Y'all just come together out of chance, and then you decide that you want to do this walk together. You can't be selfish anymore. Now the conversations, they have to evolve. They can't be stuck on I'm a single man or I'm a single woman anymore. You're not single anymore. You're thinking about them now. And thinking about them means that there's some stuff with you that you're going to have to adjust, just like they're going to have to adjust. If you're going into partnerships, friendships with the same mindset that you had before, that's not going to work. It's just not. You have to make room for them. It don't make no sense to have sex with somebody, open your legs up to them, give them your body, and you trust them enough to do all of that. Like, that's the fun part. But you don't trust them enough to tell you this is dangerous. You shouldn't turn left. Your attitude needs some rearranging. We need to go to church. You need to cut some people off. I need you to start to hear me and do things under my program. I need your help over here. How do you trust them enough to ejaculate in you or on you, but you don't trust them enough to guide you? What's the point? Why are we here? What are we doing? Is this recreational? Is all of this just recreational? We find each other attractive, and the spark is there. It's fun. It's new. You know, the flirting is dangerous, is exciting. When it comes to your credit score, are you going bankrupt? Do you have mental issues in your family? Do you have a history of cancer or any type of diseases? And what's your relationships like with your moms and your cousins and this, that, and the third? And where are we going to get buried at? Y'all can't get to that point. We're not doing that. Is this just surface level? We just living in a moment and we just want to fuck around and do our thing, and once we get bored with each other, we're going to play these games and then blame each other for why stuff didn't work out. What are we really talking about? So many of us fail miserably in the pursuit of happiness because we don't know each other. We don't know ourselves. And you can't know nobody until you know yourself. I know if I start to try to blend in with another person, I gotta know about them because I'm trying to take you serious. We have to complement each other. Satan is going to be against us. The world is going to be against us. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be many challenges. We're going to have to deal with finances. We're going to have to deal with where we're moving. How far along are we going with this? Is it for a month? If it's for a week, are we just casually dating? Is this polyamorous? What are we talking about here? We too old to be playing around. And I noticed that a lot of men and women are playing around. So when this woman is speaking here, I understood exactly what she meant. There's a lot of men, they come at y'all and they tell you, I got you. Yeah. I'm going to take care of you real good. They don't know how. They sweet with the words. They know how to finagle their way into your pants. Right? They got money. They got status. They know people who know people. It's like your archetype of a guy typically. They got the physique and all that. But at the end of the day, do you really know these people? Do you know that man? Does he exhibit the characteristics to take care of this right here? He can fuck you good and maybe he can buy you shit and take you places. But eventually, you're going to desire more. You're definitely going to desire more. And then when you start to apply that pressure to that specific person and they can't show up, well, you know the rest. You press them. You try to figure out how you can get them to do that. You feel betrayed. Or you already know that there was no turning them into what you wanted. They were just what you needed at that particular moment. What you really need, you ain't prepared for. Ask and you shall receive. Many people have asked for certain things. It was presented to them. They didn't know how to act. But a lot of these dudes that y'all be messing around with, they don't know what it's like. All they know is work and play and get what they can get and chameleon. They don't have the desire to do and be what you need them to be. And on top of that, like we just have a blend of folks that are confused, just trying to figure it out. You can't be doing that. If you still out here trying to figure out how to be submissive or if you're still trying to figure out the difference between a slave and just being a helpmate, being a person's piece, if you still having this discussion about, damn, they bossy, they trying to tell me what to do, they trying to take away all my friends, they trying to take, or you still out here trying to turn somebody into something they're not, you don't need to be dealing with nobody at all. You don't. I want to be the leader in my house, but you're not going to be a slave. Matter of fact, I don't even have to explain that to no grown ass woman. Ain't no grown woman gonna assume that built the ass. Only people who still got that adolescent mindset think like that. There's way too much to this, and it goes beyond just sucking dick, eating box, and blowing her back out. You see the economy, you see your neighborhoods, you see how confused and how lost people are in conversations. People don't understand context. We misinterpret each other all the time. You hear one thing and it really means something else. It's so bad, y'all don't even know if you can trust anybody anymore. I scroll up and down my timeline. I see women saying, I'm giving up on love. I'm seeing men saying, I'm giving up on love. Ain't nobody worth a damn out here. Everybody on some fuck shit. But we know that that's not true. Everybody ain't moving like that. That's what's being highlighted. These are the confused ones. I'd never make a post saying that all women are horrible. I would never make a post saying all men are horrible. I know that's not the case. That would be irresponsible of me to post some shit like that. There are some loyal women, some loyal men out here. The problem is we don't understand what is what. Nobody is using discernment properly. A leader is not locking you up in your room and telling you when you can go outside and get air. A leader is not saying or implying that you are a slave, a peasant, beneath them, weak. Anything I suggest to you or I say to you, I'm saying it because you shared your body with me. You shared your conversations with me. You shared history with me. You shared time with me. You can't get that back. Time, energy, soul, passion, desire, heart, needs, wants, pain, hurt, embarrassment, humiliation. That has more weight than that $200,000 car you got sitting outside in front of your garage. This weighs and means more. I have no desire to mishandle this. Life gone, just like that. Your existence, all that you were, gone, just like that. And the older you get, you realize you really don't have time to be playing around with people. I don't want my conversations to be pointless or useless, and I don't want you to feel like your time is being wasted. Unfortunately, it's a lot of y'all that be out here wasting people's time. Y'all know what you want, but you ain't telling people what you want. So yeah, get involved with people that you shouldn't be. They trying to be about some real shit. Y'all not. Fucking up the game for everybody else. Ladies, A protector is more than his pocket and his wallet. If you're not willing to be a part of what is necessary or what is required on his side, because guess what? We already know what you got going on. I mean, if we really paying attention, when it all boils down to it, if we pursued you, this is happening. It does not just mean, all right, well, shit, y'all pursue us. So that means that you're going to directly pour all into us and it's going to be all about you. It's not going to be all about you. I'm sorry.
Bang.
It's not.
Bang. 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 Bang.
Boundaries, balance, ebb and flow. There has to be ebb and flow. And when there's days where you can't do 100 and you can only do 60, I'll pick up the extra 40. But there's going to be days where I might not be in that space and I can only give about 40 or 30. I might really be going through. But when I'm at 30%, I still have to be the leader. The only difference is you understand our situation and you know how to adjust. I know how to give you the space to step in and pick up where I might fall short for a little bit of time. Y'all don't be even wanting to do that. You think that a person or a man who is operating from that space is just going to be at 100% his entire life. We are never at 100% our entire life. There are weeks, days, months, it might be years where a nigga is not really on his game at all. And he's going to need you to be who you said you were until he can get back to that place while also still being the same guy that you respected and had at that position when y'all first met. It should never waver. It should never change at all. But y'all don't give up. Y'all give up. It's too easy for y'all to just walk away. You get bored. They're not moving enough. You can't be in this dry season too long. And that's even if you get that far. Putting on facades, portraying yourself to be something that you're not, or you're not ready for. That's man and woman. You're basically two adults pretending to be prepared and ready for the relationship that you pray for, but you really aren't. And then you want to blame everybody else for your investment in the whole situation. You can't do that, but you do it anyway. Yeah, don't you? It's easy. It's easy to point the finger at everybody else. It's easy to say they ain't shit. They feel short. or they weren't woman enough, or they weren't man enough, and they were misleading. But don't you make the decision to pour into this person? Isn't half of this on you? Because reading the signals, asking the questions, dissecting the mental anatomy and spiritual psychology of that individual, isn't that on you? I don't know nothing about y'all dynamic. I wasn't there when y'all was fucking on the balcony in the movie theaters, and y'all was having all this kinky sex and all this wild fun, and I wasn't there when you started to see the shift, when you start seeing character flaws, when you start noticing that there were text messages and temper tantrums and overspending. That was all you. Stop lying to yourself. Stop pretending that you know what you're doing. Just say, I don't. I really don't. I want a provider and I want these things. I don't really know what that look like. And even if I did, I don't really know how to appropriate it, because I was brought up to go against what it actually looks like. My whole demeanor, everything about me, from my mannerisms to the way that I open my mouth, I was set up to challenge the leadership role. I gotta talk over you. I gotta get the last word. I gotta be loud. I gotta be aggressive. I gotta be masculine. I have to. That's just how I was. That's how I always been. And I don't know if I want to let that go. I'm scared to let that go. I'm scared of what it's going to look like if people see me like this with a person. I don't want to get clowned for it. I don't want to look weak. Be honest. I'm a man. I make money. I do these great things, but I do not know how to stand up and tell my person my boundaries, because I'm afraid that they're going to leave me. I'm afraid that they're not going to respect me if I challenge them or I tell them no. They're not going to want me. They're not going to want to have sex with me. They're not going to want to marry me. They're not going to want to be loyal to me if I tell them I don't want them dressing like this, or I don't want them going out the house like this, or I don't want them hanging around this person or that person, or I'm too scared to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy them everything that they want and spoil them. And that way I can keep them happy, keep their mouth closed, and that's it. Just say you don't know how to be stoic and you don't know how to walk the fuck away from somebody who doesn't respect or honor you. They don't know how to compliment you. They don't even want to. They don't have the desire to figure it out. They're not inquisitive about it. They don't even sit there and ask you about your day. They don't ask you about why you feel this way. They're not trying to figure out why you want them to do this and do that. They don't care. You would rather dwell in a situation with somebody that you're physically attracted to and you're clinging to through trauma or whatever. You would rather suffer in that shit than to hold your ground and let the chips fall where they will. Being a true leader, provider, and all that, guess what? is lonely. It's going to force you to eliminate people. You're going to have to get rid of a lot of folks that's around you because they're not going to want to be a part of your system. They're not willing to blend with you. They're not willing to conform. They're not willing to budge. Everything is about them. They don't look at you the way that you look at you. You can't have that around. So you're going to have to stand your ground, stand firm. A lot of men ain't like that. That's exactly why women see men the way they see them. Not all, but a large majority of you see that. I had to tell somebody earlier because she was asking, do I have red flags? Because it seemed like everybody I ever came across, they never called me out for them. And I told her, everybody got red flags, including you. The reason why nobody ever said anything to you about yours is because you're an attractive woman. They didn't want to run you off and see you in somebody else's arms. So they put up with it and pretended like they were okay with your red flags. They really weren't. It's either that or they didn't fuck with you enough to see them as red flags. They just was there to do them, and it is what it is. Don't deal or get involved with nobody if y'all not prepared to accept his and her terms and conditions. And don't be afraid to say goodbye to these people. You might have to walk away. You just might. Oh, you don't. You want me to do everything for you, right? I'm at your beck and call. Cool. You don't really want to do nothing that I want to do. You got an argument for everything that I ask of you. It's like that bad for you. You always trying to make me feel bad about this, that, and that, and third. You always, all right, I offer you this. This is what I need. You can't provide it. The exit is right there. There's no hard feelings. At this point in life, man, I want you to do you and be you with who or wherever you decide. If it ain't here, I get it. I ain't like we waste way too much time just sugarfooting it around. So what you gonna do? Because you come over on this side, it's no different than you saying the next person I meet, they gotta do this and do that and do that and do that. That's cool. All right. You do know that there's another person involved. I don't know why y'all get off saying that shit on the internet. You gotta have this and you gotta talk this way and you got all right, cool. All right, but my nigga, you still got to be accommodating to the other person too. I ain't got nothing to do with the dude that you was dealing with before me or the woman that you was dealing with before me. Don't bring that to me. If we starting fresh, we got to be here. It can't be none of this lingering. I still got soul ties to this person, so I'm gonna be comparing you to him and everything that he did or she did. We can't be doing that. Once you hit reset, It's reset. We start over. I gotta be me always. And you gotta be you always. And we gotta find a way to make that work here. If it don't work there, there's nothing wrong with it not working there. You can be attracted to the other person and it still don't work. A person can have everything that you ask for, but the most important element disqualifies them. That is fine. It's okay. It happens all the time. The only difference is we ignore it just because we're attracted to the person. But you too weak. You don't have no discipline whatsoever. You still allowing your flesh to take over. You're going to meet the person who is physically matching up to the part that is necessary to make everything else work for you. You don't have to just sleep with this person or be with that person just because. Just wait until you come across that man or that woman who has that element, and then make sure that you have it yourself, because the whole time you might not even have the pieces that's required. It is what it is. People be swearing up and down that we have to come to them and we have to have every fucking thing. I mean, we gotta have all of it. But shit, half the time you are the main one who is missing what we need, my nigga. You might have something that the other person needs or doesn't need, and you just disqualified yourself. Why is it always one-sided? Confused adults. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you're looking for, or you're just not ready for it, but you keep on forcing yourself to be ready for it. Stop it. Just stop it. Somebody's lying to you. Somebody's around lying to you about what looks like this and what looks like that, and it's not the truth. They sabotage you. I don't know if they're jealous of you. I don't know if they just want to keep you close to them. I don't know if you got something that they want. I don't know what it is. They lying to you. You know deep down inside what you need to do in order to maintain what you are trying to get. Woman just kicked her friend to the curb. She told that bitch, man, fuck you. You trying to sabotage my relationship and all that shit. She was mad as shit too. She tried to criticize this man for spending money on her, for taking her out to eat. Tried to say, oh, you ain't doing enough. You ain't spending enough. She was envious of her the whole time. There are people that will literally sit there and plant seeds of discord just because. You can't take advice from everybody. The truth of the matter is, some of these ways that are being taught on social media, they toxic as hell. They are. A man who loves his woman and he doing the things that he's supposed to be doing, he's not your conqueror. He's not he's not a tyrant. He's not walking around like Xerxes. A man who loves you, he wants to see you safe, covered, protected, healthy. He's not your enemy. They got y'all programmed to think that these niggas is your enemy. They're not. The person who is manipulating you is your enemy. The person who is telling you that these are toxic traits, they're your enemy. The ones that's trying to sell you ebooks and trying to get you to sign up to these fucking email lists and all that, those are your enemies. So I hate you. I hate you because I know perverts. I know people are trafficking women. I see it. I know the dangers. So I hate you, or I have an issue with, or I'm envious or jealous or insecure because I'm trying to keep you from getting snatched up on the street or at a gas station. Or I'm insecure because your friend is over here trying to sneak dish you and you don't peep it because you she always been like that. Oh, I'm envious of her or your male best friend because he's your male best friend and you've known him for years, and I'm telling you, nah, my nigga, he on some other shit. Again, you let me lay next to you, bend you over outside the car door and all that shit. Let me bust on your back and all that. But then when it comes to me telling you some crucial shit that goes beyond just sex, now there's a problem. You're gonna keep yourself single, or you're gonna keep yourself around miserable ass people who gets a sick pleasure out of seeing you unhappy. Because the whole time you telling them your business, the whole time you sharing all of your life with them, they in their head thinking this bitch always trying to show off. This bitch always trying to flaunt in front of me. I can't stand this mother. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. That's what they be thinking in their head. That's what be in their heart. That go for dudes too, and that's why they give out horrible ass advice. That's why they be sabotaging your shit. That's why they try to make you feel small and feel stupid about doing for people. Like there's a problem with you doing for your man. You ain't supposed to do nothing for your man on Valentine's Day. You ain't supposed to rub his back. You ain't supposed to cook for him. You ain't supposed to do a fucking thing for him other than open your legs up when you feel like it. But he can't get nothing else out of you. People like that don't know what the hell they doing, man. They miserable as hell. They lonely as hell. Straight up. And until you really understand providing, assisting, uplifting, until you understand what really being a leader looks like and what it feels like to be in that, you can't understand it. You've probably even had it and messed it up because you ain't know what to do with it. It's sad, but it's happening way more often than you think it is. I don't care what you tell me. You would be 70 years old, still single. You think at 70 years old, you're gonna find your husband and all that shit, the same husband that you could have had at 20 years old, 21 years old, because you're too prideful, because you stuck in your head that's your problem. They're there to challenge you. Why the hell does anybody get in a relationship with somebody that they feel like it's their competition? I never understood that. It makes no sense to me. And I'm gonna close with this. Make sure you know what these definitions are. Ask yourself, have you ever really experienced a healthy relationship? I wish like I could illustrate maybe one day I can find a video that demonstrates the mirage, because there's two different versions of this shit. And I think that's what people got in their head. There's two different versions of what a person think a leader looks like in their house. And it's not that. One is actually the real one. The other one is the one that people seem to focus the most on. Yeah. If I come across something, I'm definitely going to pull that up. But best of luck. Best of luck to anybody who was still confused. Real love, real complimentary love, affection time, reciprocity. It's not what TikTok and Instagram and Facebook is talking about. It's not what they selling you. I promise you, it's not what they selling you. And that being said, look, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate y'all for being here this evening. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'm about to relax. I've been in the lab all day. I'm gonna take Sunday, but we back, Lord willing. We got some more stuff to discuss. So y'all be easy, and you know how to reach me if you need. We out.